skiing?
Borden.
Okay.
Just slid out and ate it.
Love it. Nice.
How's the snow up there, Mike?
There's not a lot anywhere else, but it actually snowed yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and the slopes had snow, but it was like dust on crust, as they call it.
Mm.
So I was sliding down a glacier with like a half-inch of powder on top of it. Oof.
Yeah, so it really hurt when you hit the bottom.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, we're all here. Episode number 3, guys, of Retouch This. Welcome to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm John Cocozza, host of the show with my co-hosts, Mikey Beats and Brian Linsley. And what is Retouch This? Retouch This is a show. We're just hanging out. I'm a professional model photographer, and most of the time I have to sit here and retouch images of hot girls. So I figured why not have some of my bros on to shoot the shit about what's going on today in movies, TV, talk about some of our favorite hotties of the week. And let me turn it over to the co-host. Oh, actually, before I do that, guys, if you saw last week's episode, we had on a guest, Penelope B. I just want to thank her so much for taking the time to do the show with both myself and Mikey. Make sure to go check her out. And if you like the episodes, guys, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment, or the best thing you could do is share it with some friends and spread the word if you guys find us funny or you just hate us too and you just want to watch us and just hate on us. We like that too. We don't mind hate comments. You can write in the chat, you know, I'm fat, Mikey's ugly, Brian's stupid. We don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. Speak for yourself. Jeez.
Yeah. So let me turn it over. Mike, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Mikey Beats. I'm a professional event DJ and concert. I do concert production also, and that's my story. Thank you.
And where can people find you?
You can catch me on Instagram, Mikey Beats DJ, or Twitter. That's DJ Mikey Beats on Twitter. And yeah, if you see me, point. If you hear me, holler.
I'm Brian Linsley, writer-director in Los Angeles, California, and I am very hard to find.
Yes, you are.
Mikey, how do I sound?
Better. You sound good.
Not like I'm yelling from down the street.
Exactly. I like it.
Good. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't catch the first show, Brian, congratulations on your brand new computer. He's all hooked up, gaming machine, just state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line system. But we were in the middle of our first live stream, and Brian's computer decided to sound like an airplane crashing into like a blender with a frog in the middle of the live stream, which was pretty funny. And
it was like Steppenwolf coming to town.
Yeah.
That weird sound. And I couldn't hear it. That's the thing. Like, I had no idea.
You had no clue. You're like, guys, what's going on? And we're just
Did you notice? I kept going, John, you keep turning my mic off. And you were like, yeah, dude. Because it's fucking making weird sounds. Like, I was like, I thought you were messing with me. I couldn't hear it at all.
Oh, yeah. So it happened one time. And what happened was when we got this audio back, it sounded like he was about 15 feet away. Then we had another audio mishap. And then that time it was like Brian could have been out the door, front door shut, like screaming through the door, guys, what's going on? So we're stoked to have Brian back this week, and everything's working with these guys. So that's cool. So, Mikey, you're up in the mountains this week, huh?
Yep, I'm up here in Big Bear with the family, shredding the gnar. I was hauling butt yesterday, and my teeth like jumped out of my mouth, and my tailbone was in my throat.
Ugh.
Yeah, pretty gnarly. And that part wasn't the worst part. What the worst part is like a couple of my back ribs. I don't know what happened, but they like popped out of place or something like that. So that actually hurt more than anything else. And I'm not claiming to be the best snowboarder, but I do go very fast. So good thing I was wearing a helmet. Safety first.
Did you hit the jumps? Were you hitting jumps too, or
I am anti-gravity. Or no. I am. Gravity weighs heavy on me. Actually, that's what I should say. No, this white boy cannot jump.
Gravity based.
Yes. But
see, you got the family. You got the family up there with you this week. It's not just you and the wife. You and the wife, you know. Right.
Yeah, we have extended family too. So yeah, there's none of that.
Mm.
Like they're all in the hot tub right now. The young kids and the elderly with all their varicose veins, just boiling in that hot tub. Yeah. Think about that.
That was cool. Yeah, I'm a visual guy. I just painted that picture in my head. And
coin purses.
Come on in for a soak, Mikey. Oh yeah, dude.
Can we see some women? Or I don't want to. I want to stare at you guys anymore. I'm not here for you guys.
We're here for the babes this week. Yeah.
Yes.
Women.
He's got a good one this week, Trish.
Yeah, we got a good one. So the girl that we are retouching this week is the lovely Trisha Lurie.
Hey. Hi, Trisha.
Yeah. Trisha Lurie, the smoking hot rocker surfer girl from Los Angeles. And I'm not joking. She actually really does surf, and she surfs really well. Really, so I was working for Surf Shop Magazine at the time, and the photo editor knew her. And since I was running the Bikini Girl department, we set up a shoot, and I met her here in Laguna Beach. I think we shot these, and we shot them in 2007 of October. And super cool chick. We were talking through the whole shoot. She's been surfing her entire life. She's a musician. She's an artist. She does all kinds of things. So let me see here. I'll pull up her page and you guys can see. Now, granted, guys, this is 15 years ago we did these shots.
15 years ago.
15 years ago. And as you can see, she is still a friggin' babe. So, vegan, gorgeous, so here's an example of what she does in LA, which I thought was amazing. So she actually paints like legendary rock artist guitars. So she does artwork this girl's, it was such a fascinating story of her life that she was telling me how she would travel to countries like Costa Rica, other places in Central America, and then also like Bali. And she would go play music in those countries. So she could go on surf trips, and then she would play music and do artwork on the trip to pay for the trip. Then when she was in Los Angeles, she was doing artwork on guitars and paintings and stuff like that. Let's see here if we can get down. Yeah, I mean, dude, and she does some photography herself. I mean, she's just one of these girls that's just, that really embodies the whole artist spirit.
She's an artist.
She's an artist. And at the time that I shot her back in 2007, she was already a mom. So she was a hot mom. I'll tell you that, man. She was a hot mom. And this is, so that's that. And then this was some of her artwork that she does on all the different guitars. And when I say like, she has some big clients. Like she was working on people like Dave Navarro's guitar and painting all that. I mean, if you're a dude rocker and this hot babe comes to you and says, "Can I paint your guitar?" That could mean a lot of things, but in this case, it actually meant, "Can I paint your guitar?" So, and she got into doing all her own music and everything. She was doing, she's done her like fully produced music videos. I'm going to turn off the sound here, but up in LA, you can see, you guys can go check her out on YouTube. Yeah, she does it all, dude. So
she's got a little bit of
pretty cool, huh?
Skull fetish.
Yeah, skull fetish, that whole rocker vibe. But yeah, so we're going to be editing these bikini shots this today.
There's the classic top or bottom pull down.
Yeah.
All right.
That somehow only women do for me in front of the cat. No guys get this in real life on the beach, I guess, you know. Mikey, you should ask your wife next time on the beach. Just be like, "Hey, babe, can you give me the pull down?"
No, I won't get that.
She's like, "What? What are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah, babe, like just stand there and give me like the thumbs and tuck them, you know, pull them, you know." She's just gonna say, "Have you been hanging out with Coco again?"
Then her C-section scars will show, and everyone's going to throw up. So no. I'm joking. She doesn't have those C-section scars. But if I say something like that, you're like, "Ew, she's gross." That's my wife. That's my wife. I hit that. But she wouldn't do that for me.
My buddy told me he made his wife have a C-section so that the vagina stayed tight.
Oh,
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, that guy's full of it, man. My lady popped out too, and it's just like the day I met her. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he was telling me he was referring to his wife's vagina as her buttercup, and I was like, man, you can stop anytime you want. Like, she's your wife. Like, it's all good, man. I'm not judging her at all.
Mm-hmm.
I shot a model who had 2 kids, and she had done the C-section, and I was like, "Oh wow, did you have complications and stuff?" I was like, "That's why I'm feel bad," and she's like, "No, I just didn't want to blow out my vagina." I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
That's a myth. It's a myth.
I know.
I thought that way until I saw my 2 kids come out, and it went from this right back down to this.
Yeah, it's like in what is Kevin Smith or what in Chasing Amy, Affleck and Joey Lauren Adams, they're talking about because she's saying she's a lesbian, so about fisting and Affleck's like, yeah, but does that really do it for you? And doesn't that like cause problems or stretch it out? And she's like, for Christ's sakes, man, our bodies were built to pass a child. A fist is nothing. Like what are you, a fucking moron? Good movie, by the way. Chasing Amy, really good movie. If you like really indie shit.
Yeah. Well, all those Kevin Smith movies were definitely indie to start, and
oh yeah, dude, trying to watch Clerks now, it's kind of hard.
Really?
I don't know when the last time you tried. Like if you're a fan and you know some of the humor, like that's okay, but it's like, whoa, like
it's raw.
Yeah, great way to describe it. That's for sure.
Very raw, a lot of talent. I used to follow Kevin Smith a lot when he'd go to the San Diego Comic Convention and he'd host panels.
Yeah. Sure.
Even before Chasing Amy, I remember seeing him go. Like there was a room with maybe 100 people, and it was Jason Mewes and the whole cast. What was right before Chasing Amy? Was it
Mallrats?
Mallrats, yes. And it was there's 100 people in that room. That was, obviously that was 15 years ago or maybe even longer. I don't know. But then I saw him for Dogma. And there were 3,000 people in that room at the San Diego Comic-Con. So that's hats off to Kevin Smith for an awesome career.
Yeah, really unique career, that's for sure.
Best thing about Dogma, man, incorporating the legendary George Carlin in that movie. His cameo. He played the sarcastic priest.
Yep.
In the movie.
And Alanis Morissette played God.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
Nicely done.
We'll come up with I'll get a sound effect for those.
Goodness.
So I actually, for everybody out there, I actually grew up in New Jersey on the Jersey Shore. And when you grow up there, obviously, for music wise, everybody, has statues of Bruce Springsteen and Frank Sinatra in their house. You have like little shrines to those two. But in terms of movies growing up in the 80s and 90s, Kevin Smith was, massive. And he filmed those movies just right by where I grew up. So when Clerks came out and Mallrats came out and all of that, that was just massive for us because we were all like, we know that spot. And Clerks. You know, we know that you could drive by the store that they filmed it at.
Oh,
So
wow.
25 minutes from my house.
John, my cousin 5 years ago got married. It's Red Banks?
Red Bank. Yeah.
Yeah. He got
Red Bank.
he got married there. I went to the secret stash.
Oh, no way. Really? You went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like half my family is like, what are you talking about? Right. Like one side of my family is like pretty heavy, like love movies, watch everything. The other half, like they don't give a shit. They're Irish. They like to drink and just hang out and do whatever they do. But yeah, people they're like, what? Like, what are you talking about? But I thought it was awesome. I was like, when I found out, I was like, no offense, John, but when they're first like the wedding's in Jersey, I was like, Jersey, why? But then he was like,
yeah, I get it.
Right, like, because we're like New Yorkers, but then he was like, his fiance was from there, and yeah, then when they're like Redbacks, I was like, oh shit, like I can't even wait to get there now. It was kind of cool. It was a very cool town, by the way. Very cool little town. I dug it.
Yeah, Red Bank was this awesome. So, Mikey, it was probably, I'd say, 10 minutes from the coast, and it's on the river. But it was always one of those towns, I don't know how to describe it, which would be very similar. Kind of like a middle-class town, but just like a cool old-school town. Like, you know, that town had been there.
College-y, right? Kind of like a college town feel.
Yes, 100%. That's the best way. Kind of like a.
You're talking about Red Banks, New Jersey?
Red Bank, New Jersey. Yeah. Huge music festival every single year that had been going on for decades. It was a massive jazz and blues music festival in New Jersey there on the river. And just a really cool scene. Like, we would take the train as kids from Manasquan, because you could go from town to town and all the way up to the city on the train. But Red Bank had this awesome little downtown college area, bars, restaurants, but they used to do comedy improv on Friday nights. So everybody would just go to this like massive auditorium to go watch improv for 2.5 hours and, you know, smoke weed and hang out. But Chasing Amy, he filmed that right there in Red Bank too, which kind of was interesting, how his like progression of like Clerks, Mallrats, and then like Chasing Amy was like the funny rom-com. He was starting to get serious in his kind of like work, you know. It was like, oh, he actually can do like really good stuff, not just like dick jokes and poop humor.
And then he got stuck trying to fix Cop Out.
What was that?
Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. I mean, the script apparently was, I can't remember what studio it was at. It was there for like 2 or 3 years, and then it went into production, then it stopped, went back into production, and long story short, like on the 5th or 6th recycling of this, you know, it kind of came, they approached Kevin Smith. It was supposed to be a buddy cop comedy, and he was stoked because he was like, yeah, fucking Bruce Willis, hell yeah, I'll do that. And from just what I've heard him talk about it, it was just an absolute nightmare. Like, the actors were so sick of trying to start it again, but you know, everybody's contract-wise was supposed to finish it. And he, from what he said, he wasn't holding it against Bruce Willis, but he was like, Bruce Willis was not down with his dick and fart joke style, so to speak. Like, and Tracy Morgan, he said, like, not in a negative way, it was just like, he's just borderline nuts, man. Like, you can tell him one thing, he's like, oh yeah, cool. Roll camera, and you get something 100% different. Like, you have no clue what's about to happen.
Out of Tracy Morgan's mouth,
pretty much. Or, you know, maybe he decides to walk off camera, like not like being a jerk. Like, he just starts roaming around. He's out of the shot, stuff like that. But and then, I mean, I've seen it. It's, I hate to say it, it's a god awful film. Like, it's bad, and I don't say that often, but I mean, it was rough, like, just not funny, like, didn't really. Oh, and Stifler. Stifler was like the saving grace. He's not in it that long, but that dude showed up. He was like,
now I know what you're okay. Yeah. Now I know which movie you're talking about. Yeah. I didn't watch it. I was just like, no interest. Yeah, no, buddy cop movies. But speaking of god awful movies, that is a perfect segue to topic number 1 today: Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I'm not saying that, you know, god awful movie for Justice League, Zack Snyder Cut. Maybe the the Josh Whedon version of Justice League was Holy crap, was that god awful? The first time they attempted that. That was so bad. But so it came out this Friday. This guy's just a heads up. This is a spoiler talk. Anytime we talk about movies or anything like that on this channel, it's always going to be spoiler. If you haven't seen it by now, tough shit. I don't know. But so it dropped on, I think, Thursday night at midnight, and I started watching. I got through the first almost 3 hours, and then I did the other half on Friday. Did you guys? First off, I know Brian, you saw it. Mikey, did you catch up on it?
I watched about 30 seconds of it and I fell asleep. Well, that's not funny. Why are you laughing?
Well, you have technically.
I couldn't do it.
4 hours and 7 minutes and 30 seconds to catch up on, dude. You got the first 30 seconds, Mike. Way to go. 4 hours, 7 minutes to go.
Potentially 30 seconds of something you've already seen if you saw Dawn of Justice, right?
Mm-hmm. I think I got about a minute and a half into that one, and then I fell asleep.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny falling asleep in big films like that, potentially loud in action. The last time that happened to me was, I swear to God, I think it was Terminator Genesis, or I start to lose. It's the one with the guy from Avatar. Didn't turn out to be half bad, but maybe it could have been like the 5 Xanax I took before I went into the theater. But I remember seeing the credits. And when I woke up, everyone was walking out, and I was just like, "Oh my God!" And dude, I was like row 3. Like I don't even know how. Like with that movie was really loud. Like I mean, Terminator movies. How I was able to just zonk for the entire thing was impressive. But no, it's Justice League Snyder Cut is. I mean, I was talking to John a little before we started. I didn't necessarily hate the first one. Like I was okay with it. I was kind of like, okay, like it seemed like when they're competing with Marvel and it's Superman and Batman, I was kind of like, seems like that probably should have been a little better. And I mean, the Snyder Cut is, I mean, it's hard to even put into words how much better it is. Like it's borderline. It makes you almost feel like you're watching a remarkable movie, and I don't know if I am or if I did, but that's only because I was comparing it to something else. But the layers of the storylines of the characters, everything like that is exceptional compared to what Joss Whedon was doing. It's weird because Joss Whedon did some of the Avengers, right?
Not sure. I mean, he's been in the comic book movie thing for a while now, I think.
He might have done Avengers or Age of Ultron. And Age of Ultron is one of my favorite of the Marvels, and I'm just kind of like, dude, did he just not fucking care? Like, at all? Was he like, all right, give me the paycheck, I'll fucking finish this because Schneider didn't want to. But just surprised. I mean, I know that dude, Joss Whedon's gotten a lot of really bad press lately, and that's a whole other. But in general, like, he never struck me as somebody that just wouldn't give a shit. And when you see what Schneider did, and clearly that stuff, a lot of it had been shot. So it's like, we didn't, like, what, like, how did you get from there to where you got to? It's just baffling. But the other thing I think, again, like, Mikey, did you watch Wonder Woman 1984 for any reason?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I got through 2.5 minutes of that. And I mean, she's so gorgeous. Like
She is.
I could watch just about anything except for that. It was just, yeah,
it was bad, right? Like, it was, unfortunately, like that one didn't work out. But it's great about the Schneider Cut, and it's like Wonder Woman was back all of a sudden, because like I'm watching that 1984. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the first Wonder Woman was fantastic. And just kind of, maybe I had high expectations, but I was kind of like, Jesus, this seems like a train wreck, until I checked with John, one of my other buddies, Sam. I think I talked to like 4 people within 2 days after seeing it, and everyone would just agree. They're like, yeah, that kind of sucked. Like, it was kind of a bummer, because you wanted to see, right? Like, not to be corny, but like girl power, like Patty Jenkins, female director, huge budget. They complain they don't get those, and then it's kind of like, oh, well, if you're going to get them, you can't do that, because that was fucking terrible. And I love
it's so long to make that movie. They had so long. I mean, a year and a half for production, and then an extra year because of the pandemic, and that's what they came out with.
And good talent, right? Like Kristen Wiig, Pedro Pascal. I mean,
Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
I mean, like that's what stunned me the most about that is like I was like, am I sure that's Pedro Pascal? Because this guy seems like a terrible actor. And I say that somewhat in jest, but he's just so good. I was kind of like he couldn't even salvage his character, it seemed like. But again, back to Snyder Cut, like that's just what I thought was cool. It was like Wonder Woman was back. She wasn't like in this love story, and like for lack of a better word, she was kind of a pussy in 1984. Like Wonder Woman's a fucking badass. Like I don't think of her as like a whiny character, and she had some of that in 84. I get it, they did the love story thing, but I just thought I didn't think it worked for her character, at least not the way they did it. But
talk about a stage 5 clinger. It's like, dude, your friggin' dude died 100 years ago. I know you're 5,000 years old, but come on, lady. Like, there's other of us in the world. You telling me you can't find another dude in 100 years?
Yeah.
Like, you got some high expectations there, Like,
and you've got some studs running around, like, Superman, Batman, like, if you're looking for a little Strange or whatever, maybe even Green Lantern. But yeah, I hear you on that, dude. But bravo to Zack Snyder. I don't even have a problem with the 4 hours, like, honestly, at all. Like, I kind of feel like if you're gonna do those movies, right, like you're gonna bring in that many characters, you can't get that done in 2 hours.
No. Or you have to break it up into multiple movies.
Right. And now, do you think that's what was going on? Like, if we look at it now, the first Justice League that was finished by Joss, that clearly there was going to be a sequel. And basically, you think Snyder just said, okay, I'll do this Snyder Cut, but I'm going to make this mega fucking 4-hour anthem type deal. And then I'm probably not coming back to the DC world.
No, well, so this is how this all went down. He got contracted to do the Justice League. Yeah. Obviously, Warner Brothers wanted to compete with Marvel and what Kevin Feige was doing.
He did the first 2 Supermans, right? He did Man of Steel.
Yeah, he did Man of Steel, and he did Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, okay.
So, which actually a lot of DC fans panned. Like, they weren't into it. They didn't like how it was done. It was just too.
I loved them both. I loved them.
Yeah,
both.
I was fine with them. But people, you notice Zack Snyder has a specific style.
Oh yeah.
Very, I think it works for DC. It's that dark, contrasty, comic booky, graphic novel type of thing. But so he was coming in to do Justice League. He had a massive tragedy in his family. His daughter, I think, possibly committed suicide.
Yeah,
his younger daughter. Yeah. And he couldn't do it. He had to step away. He told, and he had filmed all this stuff, and right in the middle of production, he had to step away. So it doesn't matter what the reason is. Studios don't have any hearts. They just absolutely despise them. They don't. So they brought in Joss Whedon. He had filmed so much of this stuff, and the studio, and initially when he had pitched it, he had pitched it as being this long epic film. Like, he's like, no, we have to do it as this long, just like one of those big epic movies. And that's what they were filming. And once he was out of the picture, the studio came in and they just pulled studio crap. And they're just like, looking at the difference between the 2 movies, look at the choices that they made, like what they cut out.
Yeah.
The whole entire Cyborg storyline and the whole entire Flash storyline, which was integral to Zack Snyder's movie, was gone in Joss Whedon's. And I was like, dude.
Even John, what about I felt like the mother boxes in the first one were just kind of like, oh yeah, they're the mother boxes. Like, and I was like, okay, but even that storyline, I felt like got way more information on.
The Warner Brothers in the Joss Whedon version had just basically stripped it down to action scenes and corny jokes. They took something that really could have been a masterpiece, which was a question I'm going to ask you in a second about that. They stripped it down just basically to the action and corny jokes and to put it out there, and it was garbage. And it got such a bad response. And most of the stuff had absolutely zero context when you're looking at the first Justice League, the Whedon version. There's no backstory. Like, you're just like, oh, this appears. What? Why? Like, what's going on? Like, You have no idea what's going on through any of this, and I didn't mind the 4-hour movie, and this was my thing. I don't, when we think back to classics, right? Ben-Hur, 4 hours. 10 Commandments, 4 hours. Lawrence of Arabia, 3
Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind has to be
Gone with the Wind,
right?
Which I don't, is it that there's something wrong with doing a 4-hour movie, or is it just that we as a society now don't have an attention span for this stuff?
I have a quick answer for that. So back in the day, not nearly as much content, right? Mm-hmm. Like what were they making? 5 movies a year? I mean, like I'm being sarcastic, but you know what I mean. And then they reached this when you got into the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. It was solely done for movie theaters because the way they could block it in, right? So an hour and a half hour to clean the theaters, bring the new crowd in. So like that's why noon, 1:30 they're out, the next one's at 2, 3:30 they're out, the next one's at 4. Like it was totally like that structure.
Money.
Yep. And you might be right somewhat about like the content or the attention span, but I think maybe Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, because the last one, the Battle of the Five Armies, that's got to be 3 hours at a minimum. Yeah, and loved it. So, but yeah, back to what you were saying.
So my question I had for you was, if there had never been a Joss Whedon version, if we never had that to kind of taint the whole, and I mean, obviously it has a bias on us. But if this was Zack Snyder's true vision, we never saw Joss Whedon's version, and this movie came out, I think it's a classic in terms of movies. I mean, in terms of superhero movies, I'd put it up there. I put it up there with those movies. Like, hey, this is in the Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings caliber of films, where it's going to last for a long time. What do you think?
The thing that I like the most about, so if I'm going to go see a movie these days, right, I kind of want my money's worth. So if I had seen that in the theater, 100% I would have felt like I got my money's worth, like no questions asked, right? So that's one way I would look at it. And yeah, it is, you would have to take out the fact that it was a remake, but me and, I think I'm a Zack Snyder fan. Like, I mean, Sucker Punch, I don't know if it was a great movie at all, but the visuals I thought was amazing, and it was kind of random when that movie came out. I don't know if you ever watched that movie.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's interesting, but good. And then I believe he did Watchmen, right?
Yeah, he did Watchmen. He also did 300.
Yes. Okay, and 300, like so. Yeah, I feel like he almost created his own visual genre, right? Yep. Like it's almost a visual genre. So that alone, being that it was a comic book movie. If you're gonna give me all of them, if you're gonna give me the entire Justice League, then yeah, I think we might be borderline masterpiece, but it's very close, and it's because you're gonna give me all those characters. It has to be that long. So I'm fully on board what he did. It's kind of a bummer that Marvel seems to be such a well-oiled machine, right? You don't hear about these on-set problems and people getting, the Joss Whedon, like we talked about, like some of that other nonsense. But it's just surprising. Yeah, and you would think Warner Brothers wouldn't have their heads up their ass, right? They're fucking Warner Brothers. But again, bravo, Zack Snyder. Like, I'm down with what he pulled off here. I really am. And it's one of those things, I think it'll around holiday time. It'll be one of those movies. Stations will just pop on, and if you're willing to throw it on for 4 or 5 hours, go for it. But it's definitely very interesting, that's for sure.
That's a great point. This is every parent's dream during the holidays. Mikey, you got it. Boom. Pop on 4 hours of Justice League, and the kids are entertained for 4 hours out of your head.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Clearly you don't have kids.
What do you mean, dude?
The only kids you guys have are napkins in the trash can.
I don't even use napkins, bro.
And obviously live alone.
I do like this rainbow thing where I catch it in my own mouth. It's kind of weird, but I'm into it. You're in a golden shower? It's like a Bangkok shower. It's like
I'm gonna go puke.
Self snowball, dude. Self snowball. What's your problem?
More of this.
One of the things I really loved about the Snyder Cut was I didn't mind the slow-mo. I thought that was kind of cool. I did really like the whole integration of music into this cut. That just made it seem a little bit more theatric.
He loves that slow-mo shit. Like he loves
yeah, he loves. Oh, geez, the entire.
Don't get me wrong, I like it, but there was a few points where I was kind of like, okay, dude, like come on, let's keep it moving a little bit.
Tom from Midnight's Edge on YouTube. I was watching his stream this morning, and Tom actually he calculated it on Midnight's. A great channel out there, guys. If you've never seen it, Midnight's Edge. If you love movies. I think he said it was something like 20-something minutes of slow-mo in the entire movie. It was 10% of the whole movie was slow-mo out of the 4 hours.
Hey, you know what? Like that's a great stat. Here's something else we should do in a future episode, bro. So I'm positive, and I haven't done the full math, but that 40%, if not more, of all of Family Guy is literal cutaways from actual scenes in movies. Right?
Yeah.
Like even Better Off Dead. No, was it Better Off Dead? Yeah, Better Off Dead, the ski movie with the only reason I'm thinking of this because looking at Mikey and he's talking about skiing, the John Cusack movie.
Oh yeah, classic, dude.
Remember the two Asian guys like sitting in the car next to him and they're like, and here we go.
It's an amazing concept.
Like that scene is in a Family Guy episode.
Yeah, like, Lane Meyer. The California kid.
Wow, nice.
Unprecedented in his ability.
There we go with the gloves, dude.
I'm positive though.
What do they want? Well, they want race. They want a race. That's what they. So picture this: one speaks English, one speaks no English, but the one that speaks English, he learned it from watching Howard Cosell doing NASCAR races.
That would not fly today. That is cancel culture right there.
Oh man, but it's so great. The fact
it's so great. He's only wearing one ski. Yeah.
There's something following them. Dude, that movie. See, I love the 80s. That's why I love the 80s because it was just they didn't care, dude. It was like, what the heck is this stuff? And it's like, yeah, okay, he's going to be coming home from a dance and a bunch of kids on BMX bikes are going to chase him like a pack of zombies through the woods for $2.
And what was the little brother Badger? We got a cousin we've been calling Badger for going on 15, 20 years because of that movie, and man, he hates it for some reason. So obviously we keep doing it.
Oh, the kid at one point invited over like a bunch of hookers and like had his room for New Year's Eve full of girls and shit. Dude. There was so much stuff in that movie. The mom was always cooking something crazy, like the Jello came alive.
Oh yeah,
she had tentacles coming out. I just love when he blew up the lady. He's trying to kill himself with the kerosene, and he puts it on the table, and the lady comes in, and she's like, "Oh, this wine's pretty potent today."
Hey, speaking of Family Guy, I know we have other topics, John, but have you guys watched the last 2 seasons?
No.
Are you presently watching it?
Of what?
Of Family Guy. Are you a Family Guy like watcher? Like over the years, have you watched that show?
Yeah, in the past. Now I'm literally a Family Guy, and there ain't time for shit.
Yeah. The latest episode, man, dude, I don't know if McFarlane's just checked out because he's literally probably got, $100 million free and clear in the bank, tax free, like he's all set. But it is the writers now. I mean, it's getting pretty bad. I'm kind of curious as to what's going on there, but
really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like honestly, like it's recycled and but it's not even like it used to be. Like some of the weird randomness was so funny, but now it's just bizarrely random. So that's what I was saying. Like maybe a future topic. Like I could take you guys down that road. Because I know we've all seen like past seasons or whatever, but the newest ones, not good. I mean, you used to be able to rely on like Chris for like some random, just nonsense that was hysterical, or obviously Brian and Stewie. I'm assuming Stewie is everyone's favorite. I'm a Chris guy, but yeah, it's bad right now. It's bad right now.
I haven't. I got rid of TV and cable several years ago, so I was watching online. I think they were on Hulu. I think I was watching them, and then I just dropped off. I still haven't seen this season of South Park. I haven't seen last season either, I don't think. But no, I just try to catch. What's actually funny is I watch a lot of reruns of Family Guy on YouTube. Everybody will put together like those montages, the best of Chris, the best of Meg, the best of Peter, or there's also these awesome reaction videos on YouTube. People will react. Somebody will piece together all the footage of like Peter ripping on women, or like, footage of like the most, like the harshest, like race jokes and stuff like that. And then people do reaction videos to that on YouTube. And it's just funny. Like people just, or try not to laugh. There's a YouTuber named Tyrone Magnus he's huge. He's got 3 million followers, and he's got this little series he does, Try Not to Laugh. So he'll sit there and he'll just watch Family Guy all pieced together like that and just basically hold it in. And he's just like trying not to just absolutely ball out laughing through the show.
Hey, so you remember the one episode that they did? It was, they went to Springfield, right? Like Family Guy is in like basically a Simpsons episode. Do you remember that? It was called Simpsons Guy.
Yeah, I remember that, but I can't remember the specifics off the top of my head.
Well, so here's the one that I asked people about that, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, I know that episode. Did you guys ever see, there's an episode, and you know how like TBS or Fox, like down in the corner, they'll do like an ad or something? They did like a cutaway ad in an episode of Family Guy, and Quagmire, it's got nothing to do with the Simpsons in this Family Guy episode, but he goes into, in this like ad, he goes into the Simpsons house and blows everyone away one by one. Whoa. With a gun. And then the last thing you hear is like it's quiet, and you hear, that sucking sound Maggie makes with her pacifier, that
yeah, totally.
So it's dead silent for like 5 seconds, and then you hear that. And it's like another 2 seconds of silence, and you hear it again, and then you hear one more gunshot, and then Quagmire walks out of the house. Like you can find it.
In a Family Guy episode?
Yeah, dude, you can find. Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Dude, you can find it. Just look up like Google Quagmire blows away the Simpsons." It's fucking awesome. Because full disclosure, I've seen like 5 episodes of the Simpsons in my life, and I fucking hate it. Like I think it's the worst fucking show ever in the history of shows. I know that's not going to go over. That bikini on Trish, by the way, is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, you like this one? This was
yeah. White bikinis on tan white chicks really, really work. Actually, white bikini, I'll take that back. White bikini on, I love that color on for girls as a bikini. I don't feel like they like it that much.
We had a makeup artist with us too for this shoot, so you can see how the makeup has changed. She switched it up, put a little pink over her eyes to kind of match the pink here. I can't remember. She may have gotten stuck in traffic on the way down to the shoot. I mean, she was coming from LA. She was coming from Santa Monica. So from Santa Monica to the Laguna Beach, it's technically only supposed to take an hour and 15 minutes. I think it might, she, of course, hit traffic. So if you notice, we kind of started these kind of towards dark. So we were kind of just limited as to what we could do. So, I just had to make do with what we did. But that was the last bikini. So you guys can see here. And also, too, the thing I think that happened was it turned out to be a pretty overcast day. So if you notice, a lot of the photos here, we used just this green, lush, tropical backdrop for that one. When I do shots like this, I'm always looking at, like, the colors of the bikini to match the background. So you see, like, these colors, like, really pop. This color tone right here really pops on this green as a backdrop, and then her tan skin. And it just all worked well. Like, I really loved her sleeve tattoo. And then this color bikini, that's how we kind of picked that. And then as we switched to the polka dots here, I just kind of went with more of like a little neutral, the dark behind her. Yeah, I mean, this was, just fantastic. And then we switched over to, we found like this building, actually, man, this is just some kind of like utility building that the, Ocean County people work, but I liked the stone and the stone columns that it kind of had around it. So we used those for those shots. And then honestly, dude, I'm pretty sure this is the entryway to the bathroom.
That looks like rest stop activity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is like a rest stop bathroom. And I think
Where's that bathroom at? I'll be right there.
Yeah, that's the number on the bathroom wall you call and she shows up, right?
Okay.
Only in a dream.
Oh my.
Normally it's some like big bear dude named Norman looking to violate you or something like that. Not that I'm speaking from any kind of personal experience, but
Pretty specific there, John.
But, you know, and then the way we shot this was just because of her tattoos and her frame, like just how like she was really fit from being a surfer girl. I used a little bit more of a harder light and on her, as you could see, so that the light actually would rake across her body and kind of define her and define the tattoo more. So, but we just finished. So I just finished working on all the raw images, right? So now I'm going to take all these guys and process all this stuff to JPEG. And then once they're in JPEG, then I can start on the skin softener. So what did you guys think? Let's go over to topic number 2. Is Falcon? It's really kind of weird that there was, you know, so they dropped Justice League, the new Justice League movie, on Thursday, and then they also dropped Disney Plus drops the brand new Falcon and Winter Soldier. Real quick though, what did you guys think of the finale of WandaVision? How did you guys like how that all wrapped up? Did you guys see the end of that show?
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you guys think?
I'm drunk. I was sober when I saw it. So can you remind me what happened? Wanda got out, right?
White Vision kind of went head to head with Old Vision, right? Like
purple witch, right?
Purple Witch.
Yeah, Agatha and Wanda kind of had a little showdown. Yeah,
Agatha Christie's got it.
I think it was good. I really, really liked the episode or the season or the series. I feel like they said that's probably it as far as WandaVision, but the one thing it seems clear, they used it to like stack where the Marvel universe is going. And I kind of think it might seem obvious, but I guess like a year or two ago, I didn't know what the Disney Plus is and what the point of like Marvel series were. Cause I always feel like sometimes a series doesn't get as much money as a movie, even potentially for like 8 episodes, but it's clear Marvel's using the series now as like mini movies. They're putting a lot of money into the budget and to then set up like you go in now to the movies kind of with an idea or you have backstory of stuff. So it's not like you're watching some movie and you're like, I don't know these characters. So borderline brilliant on if what appears to be happening there. So yeah, very cool show. I think it sets up more stuff, you know, for like the it sounds like the the next Doctor Strange movie Wanda will have, right? Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. I did think I thought there was parts of it that were a little hokey and campy, and I kind of but I don't know. I got, it was a TV show, so it was like whatever. But I kind of think Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be, and again, I liked WandaVision, so I don't want to say it's negatively. I think it's going to be way better. It looks better. I feel like it's the way they shot it looks a little more filmish, which I'm always a sucker for. So yeah, I liked what I saw in the first episode of Falcon Winter Soldier so far too.
I thought that there was a couple episodes in WandaVision that they kind of could have done without. They stretched it out just a little too much to fill out whatever it was. I think it was 8 episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of let down that there wasn't like an introduction of like a big bad. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, it was Agatha all along. Okay, cool. That's cool. We kind of knew that, though. Like, that wasn't a surprise. We knew she was the villain through the whole thing. Like, we knew there was something with her. I was hoping that they were going to introduce, like, the first teaser, because we're now in Marvel Phase 4. So I was hoping that they were going to use that to introduce, like, the big teaser for, like, who's going to be the big bad? Who's the new Thanos? Is it Mephisto? Is it, I think, Nightmare? Who's going to be the one that was working with Agatha? And like you said, they're not going to do a season 2 of that. That's just now she's the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
So now she's officially the Scarlet Witch, and now she goes off. She's kind of, like.
Well, do you think that's an angle because the Scarlet Witch was a mutant?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm one because the two things I agree with you. The two things I got out of it, no real quote unquote big bad, but the other Rambeau, the daughter of the other pilot in
Monica Rambeau.
So I feel like get her character going. I think she'll start pop up in Captain Marvel 2, maybe. Yeah,
she's Photon. She's going to be Photon, or what's the other name? But yeah, she basically
she was like Miss Marvel at one point. And I think back to the series, I'll be honest, man, I didn't need any of the shit with the kids. I didn't need one fucking frame of the shit with the goddamn kids, man.
It's Disney.
Yeah, they had a. So that goes back to the actual comic book story. The comic books that Agatha they wanted the kids because they wanted like their powers and stuff, and just to hold over Wanda like she was doing. But I definitely agree with you. I like the tone of Falcon and Winter Soldier. At first, when it was first starting, that intro, the flight battle was as good as I've ever seen anything on a big screen in cinema.
Yeah, for being a TV show.
Yeah, for being a TV show, that flight battle was fantastic. And it was just long enough, and then boom, you went into the development. And I really I just like dark. I don't know what it is. I don't like campy. I don't like the kids. It's like, let's make this shit dark. Like, we're dealing with people and battles and killing and all this stuff. And there's I like it when the writers kind of like show that in the character. It's like, okay, here's Falcon, but yeah, Falcon's family is just all screwed up from this. Like, they got serious problems. They got financial problems. They're going to lose this. He's got issues with his family. And then, of course, Bucky, the Winter Soldier. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy was a hired killer for, 80 years of his life. That guy's,
mental douchebag.
Holy crap!
You don't even know. He's got nobody on Earth that he knows anymore. Like, even Cap's gone, right?
And then if you think about it, he's probably got more people that hate his guts than he actually would know.
Yeah.
Of people that he killed over all those years as an assassin for Hydra. And I love that angle that they're going, that he's somehow trying to make redemption of this, and the whole twist at the end of the first episode where the elderly Asian guy that he's befriended, and it makes you seem like they're good. Oh, okay, he's got one guy he talks with, and he's a curmudgeon old dude. But then the fact that basically the only reason he knows this guy is because he murdered his son.
Yep.
Like,
I think the other interesting thing though, too, right? It's like Bucky's very easy to root for. Like, even in the Winter Soldier, like, honestly, I kind of wanted him to fucking beat Cap's ass. Like, I like the concept of that character, even though he's quote unquote a bad guy. But yeah, I dig the Winter Soldier character a lot.
Mike, what'd you think?
I got through about 7.5 minutes, then I fell asleep. No, I'm kidding. No. I got through the whole thing.
Okay.
My attention was split though. I was watching on the TV, and then I had one screen of poker, and then another screen of Jules Jordan, and I think I had a Bang Bus screen, and so it was, it was.
Overload, bro. That's some erotic fantasy.
It's 2021, man. Like, flying violent scenes in the air and bukkake. Like, what?
That's impressive, man.
Telling you, and I won poker that night. I really, I actually did enjoy this. I think you guys dive deeply into the directors, and me, I'm just like Marvel versus DC, and I'm Marvel all the way, unless it's Dark DC, Dark Horse, or some of the Batman. But that's why I don't. Yeah, I turn it on. I'm just like, these guys have like capes and stuff, and DC just, I don't know, man. It's like Chargers and Raiders for me. You know what I mean? I was a Charger fan for years. I couldn't look at the Raiders. I don't care how good the Raiders were. I could never ever watch the Raiders, and I feel like that with Marvel and DC.
I'm right there with you. I don't know. I was a Marvel kid growing up. Most of the comic books I read, I was Ghost Rider, I was X-Men, I was Spider-Man, Wolverine, and yeah, okay, Batman, Superman. Cool. That's what I knew. Like I used to watch Justice League cartoon show as a kid, and I loved it. But I had known nothing about the DC universe. Like learned about Darkseid for the first time, and all these guys, and Steppenwolf. But I agree with you. Like it's definitely one of those things. I've always been a Marvel guy over DC, and I just never tended to even research DC at all because I was just like, whatever, dude.
I've always wondered if DC almost shot themselves in the foot from the beginning with having no idea. Because whoever, the creators of Superman, like the original time, right? Like nobody had seen anything like that. They're like, oh, this guy's awesome. And he's an alien, but they made him just look like a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he's literally undefeatable and indestructible, right? Unless you get your hands on some Krypton.
Yep.
Which sometimes it pops up and like, oh, really? There's just some Krypton laying around or kryptonite laying around. But it was almost like there was never. So he should have no foe. There should be nobody that can even test him. Whereas I think Marvel went down the path of everybody had their anti-villain, right? Or their one on, like everybody's kind of got a main villain, but they weren't so amazingly powerful. Let's be honest, you get Iron Man out of the suit. And that guy's dead. Like that guy get his ass kicked by a UFC fighter without the suit. And yeah, I always wondered if that was one of the issues because I still think the best DC character is Green Lantern, and his best stuff is when he's not really on Earth, right? Like he just goes universe. He's basically a guardian of the galaxy, for lack of a better term. But like that was their thing, right? They did that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Marvel has definitely seemed to do better with their standalone films.
Something that I see is on the Superman tip and the Wonder Woman tip. It's difficult for me. It's difficult to humanize these inhuman people.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Marvel, like Falcon, that backstory of the family, like here's this dude been through, what was he, Libya? Or I think it was the Libyan border of whatever.
Yeah.
But here's this super guy just beating the crap out of everybody. And then he goes home and he has issues. It's easier for me to buy into Falcon's issues in home life than it is Clark Kent and this small country town boy, like personal life. It's like, dude, that just doesn't bode well for me. Not to mention with Batman too. I actually used to read Batman, but the super billionaire wealthy vigilante thing did grow old to me in the movies. So yeah, and then on the Marvel side, you have like Wolverine, who was a Canadian, rough mountain dude that he was a mutant. He had this incredible power. I find Patch or Logan Wolverine more relatable than the stuff that DC is pushing out.
Wow, I'm impressed with the Patch call out. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that's another, besides Logan and Wolverine. Yeah, I agree with you. I was always, of all of them, X-Men, and specifically for a while X Factor, but X-Men because
Canadians. That's Alpha Flight. Sorry,
because Alpha Flight was awesome too. But mutants. Technically, they're human with a mutation, right?
Correct.
Like they're not an alien, they're not whatever Wonder Woman, those things. So yeah, I kind of think like the DC characters are like these awesome, almost like they're better as a cartoon or a comic book, where the other stuff, right? Like the Marvel stuff comes better, and the way you put it in real life. And just to touch on one of the real
gods. They're all gods in DC. That's
right.
I heard somebody on the stream say that, and it was like, okay, well, think about this. In the beginning of Justice League, this is that Snyder Cut. They're explaining this battle between Darkseid and the old gods, and they bring in Zeus and Ares and and all these gods basically. Like the Atlanteans are gods, Wonder Woman's a god. So it like you were saying, Mike, they're all OP, they're all overpowered. So it's a battle of gods, so it's tough to connect with them. I totally see where you're coming. I mean, whereas you feel for a dude like Logan, who's, it's like, well, he was a dude, he was a soldier, and then they did experiments on him, and he's all messed up in the head, and, what happened to him kind of thing. And same thing that you were saying, same thing with Winter Soldier. Well, he was just a guy that thought, he got caught up and he was a soldier, and then he goes through I love that deeper backstory connection, humanistic thing. It just, I think that's what makes good stories. I think that's why people gravitate more towards Marvel. I think that's why Marvel's more successful, because people connect with these things a lot better.
And I think DC saw that, and that they were in the late 80s and early 90s. I think DC saw that they're really losing to Marvel, and the X-Men, the New Mutants, X-Force, all that stuff was really, they're selling more books. So I think the answer to that was the Dark Horse stuff. And I mean, we could talk about Aliens and Predator and, Watchmen, and we could talk about all that stuff. And that stuff gets my attention. It's more realism. So I think that was their pivot point, and that is stuff I would focus. I'll watch all that stuff. It's to me, that's solid stuff. I mean, Sin City.
Dude, the way the Sin City, the first Sin City movie, that's probably the best adaptation of any dark comic or graphic
Frank
novel.
Miller, baby. Frank Miller all the way, man.
They nailed it. And the way they made some of it look like comic book stills.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to throw out there, it's just kind of interesting because we're kind of in the comic book world. I originally owned the first 6 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics ever published.
Nice.
Wow.
Black and white, tons of cursing, tons of killing.
Yep.
I went to UMass and I found this out years later. A couple of guys up in like the New England area, they were just doing that comic, right? And they thought it was just this weird idea. And right, like Splinter, like at the time they had no plans for it to go anywhere. And at some point, like, they had 3 or 4 years of doing the series, they were approached, and I can't remember if it was Hasbro or Mattel, and they just loved the idea of these talking turtles.
Right.
And they made these guys an offer, and they were like, well, no one else has ever even really said they've read our comics, and these guys are willing to give us like a decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I think we got robbed. Like, they're still cool, but it went way like the Cowabunga pizza dude. Like that was not in the initial. Like these guys were fucking people up, getting drunk, and like going out in New York City like vigilante styles. And
Ninjas.
Yeah. Like I
quality.
really wonder if that had not gone PG on us, if that could have been like an epic type of just hardcore, really dark thing for a filmmaker to explore, right?
Well, you look at I don't know how far you dove into it, but Usagi Yojimbo, he had his own series. There was a ton of independent stuff around that time that came out, like the Lone Wolf Saga. That's when you saw your Sin Cities come out. A lot of that dark stuff was all pushed to the underground in the comic world. There's a company called Comico that used to do a lot of kind of like aliens, futuristic type, drama series. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm definitely dating myself right now, though, because
no, you could just be very learned, dude. You're a very worldly guy. You're learned.
Thank you. Hey.
So, are you excited for this? Are you excited for Falcon Winter Soldier? Are you looking forward to where they're going with this?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Falcon and the Snowman.
Yeah, Falcon and the Snowman, exactly. I like it. I'll stay watching. I like the Falcon's character. I like the actor. Bucky's stuff kind of had me snoozeville. It's important to get that little aspect of his persona, his conflicted personality. But I'm gonna stick with this one. I'll have more to say about it for sure. If I'm not Pornhubbing and playing poker.
Yeah, I agree with you too, and I kind of think episode 1.
You're gonna get a strong arm like Bucky. Keep on watching that Bang Brothers, Mike. He's gonna have
I think episode 1 is as slow as as any episode will be for that whole series. I think
I'm glad they got that action out early. Here's your attention span is like, my attention span's this big, but they're like all of a sudden planes and people flying out and squirrel suits and look over here, like okay, and then it got me through the rest of it. So I think they did it right.
I really it started off. That's the interesting thing about that show. It started off with all that action sequence, and then it just took this pacing turn. But I think why I liked it was the way that they shot it. The actual scenes. If you really, I mean, they really put some thought into it, and they took some risk. I mean, in that doctor's office, the whole back and forth between the doctor, we've seen that in movies and TV shows millions of times. Here's the character, they're talking to a therapist, it's a back and forth, but the way they did it with this one was a straight on shot of Bucky, you know, and he's there, and then he's sitting in front of this like bamboo forest. And then they started with this really high angle camera shot, just showing like their faces just on this angle. And I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. You know, like that's not a normal way to shoot an actor, you know, especially when they're talking about this stuff. But then you got to start seeing like their eyes moving when they were talking. And I just thought that was super interesting. You know, I was like, man, if they start doing more stuff like this, kind of experimental and just not the standard, you know, not the standard superhero stuff. It's just a little different. And
well, I think, John, I think potentially what they were doing there is it might go back to like a frame in a comic book, right? Like you might have, right? That like maybe that, and I think it's great. I do. I agree with you. I know exactly, because the psychiatrist, like some of the shots were straight down on her.
Yeah.
Like they did some stuff you don't see every day anymore. That's for sure. And
I didn't even think about that. You're right. That is very comic book style, like framing to show like a room or an angle. Mm-hmm. And they just held those shots. I you know, the thing I picked up on that show was, you know, that book that he had with the names of people, there was a lot of people in that list of people that he has to make amends with. So I'm wondering if that's going to be something that's an ongoing storyline through the first season with these guys, is that he has to make amends with all these different people. But I'm kind of curious to see how this all like ties together, because Falcon and Winter Soldier seem to be in just two completely different worlds. Like,
yes, that's what I was wondering too.
You know, I was like, where are they going to meet? Like, what's going on? Like,
and on the list aspect, it's going to be really interesting to see some of the conflicts. Like if it doesn't end up like Kill Bill style, where they face off in some Japanese garden with snow, you know what I mean? Like if some of these people don't want an apology, they want his head.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to make for some really good episodes.
Yeah, because look at how Tony Stark reacted to finding out Bucky was the one who killed his parents. I mean, he just went off the charts and just started killing them and attacking them. So yeah, I didn't even think about that, Mike. That's definitely moving forward. I could totally see that. I mean, that's just the natural human reaction. Some people will be I agree with you, and other people are going to be like, die, motherfucker. You know,
there's brothers, there's sisters, there's uncles, there's fathers that want this guy dead. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think there's one name on that list, probably, right? Like there's one who's really harboring a serious grudge. But yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, because what was it in? God, I can't remember my Civil War. You know, the villain in Civil War was the Sokovia Special Forces guy who dedicated the rest of his life to taking down the Avengers. Yep. Just because he blamed them for their death. He blamed Captain America for their death. You know,
well, I think fairly, right? I think kind of fairly.
Yeah, and I mean, well, another perfect example. Look at Scarlet Witch and her brother. They became villains because they blamed Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know, so it was.
I know what you're laughing at.
Yeah. Hey, John, do you want to? Should we jump over to some WCW?
Oh, no, I think so.
Right.
Wednesday. Yeah. Pretty soon, guys, we'll have an intro for all these little segments. So, all right. Enough comic book talk. Back to the babes while this babe Trisha's photos are processing. So this is the segment that we do every week, guys. It's called Women Crush Wednesday, #WCW. And it's a little roundtable discussion of our favorite, basically just crushes of the week, man. Just babe we come across and we're like, that girl's just smoking hot. And it can be an actress. It could be your porn star. It could be a cam girl. It could be an Insta model. It just could be some girl you know, in town, and she's just smoking hot and doing her thing. But let's go ahead and pull that up right now while this is processing. and we will jump ahead to. Oh, you know what's funny, man? I queued up the trailers for our talk so that we could watch the trailers of Justice League, and I just totally and Falcon.
Nice.
But I
Nicely done.
think everybody wants to look at Trisha Lurie instead. So we're going to start with Brian, and Brian's Women Crush Wednesday is Anna Akana. So go for it, Brian. Tell us about this, babe.
So the reason being is it's twofold. For one, I think she's a combination of absolutely sexy and absolutely adorable, which I just always find, a lot of times I feel like it's kind of one or the other, but I think she's got both. And the first time I saw her, there's a comedy show on Comedy Central. I don't know if it's coming back. It's called Corporate. It is. I think it's fucking hysterical. It's like a dark Office, if that makes sense, without like the Steve Carell comedy. Don't get me wrong, I love Steve Carell, but
whoa.
In the first couple, I remember seeing previews for it. It probably debuted in 2017 or 18. In the first season, I didn't see in it when it was actually being released. And then probably over quarantine, it was on demand. So I started watching it, and then 5 episodes of season 2 came on, and I feel like they got cut short because of COVID. But she pops up, and I thought she's super sexy. She's a fantastic actress, and her comedic style, because it's very dry. This would not be a sitcom with the crowd, the audience laughter, right? This is kind of deadpan. Are you paying attention? And I was pretty impressed. So I kind of took a little bit of a different angle. I can always, don't get me wrong. I can filter through and just, this girl I think is smoking hot. But being that I'm working on a writing, directing LA, she stands out to me as what I thought was a phenomenal performances in about 5 or 6. She's not in every episode. She's not the lead. And sometimes I like that. I like that quirky kind of character. She plays a kind of a millennial. Obviously by her age too. So the contradiction, right? Because the main guys are definitely not millennials. So the way she kind of snarks at them, it's just good. Comedic timing was there. And full disclosure, I may be an Asian file. I don't know. I haven't actually gone and been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I'm an Asian file. And I'm assuming she's got a little descent from somewhere, maybe American and Chinese mix or something like that. I know people don't like to discuss that too much, but I'm just saying I think her look is great, and what I've seen as
right there. Gorgeous. That's a great shot. I love
very
that
pretty girl.
Simplicity. Her super fair skin complementing the it looks like little
not crazy makeup, right? She doesn't look like no lip plumpers or whatever. She just looks like whatever. Hey, I got a tiny vagina. What's up? So yeah, and I also liked what was the other thing I was noticing about her? Oh yeah, I'm also I do like some. Don't get me wrong, I like all ages and sizes of women, but I do like some buffness. I like some tonnage, and I'm not necessarily. I used to work out way more, but not really anymore. But I like some toneness, and she had some workout videos on YouTube. And yeah, she's got some nice abs and some nice arms going. So that's what I brought to the table.
I dig her, man. She looks like she's into working with really creative photographers. A lot of these shoots, it's not your standard thing. She's out there.
It's not just this, right? It's not just selfie. Yeah.
Look,
go up a little bit, John.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that was pretty rad, huh?
That was nice. We go up a little bit. That one right there. Yeah.
Oh wow, is that just body paint?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. That's kind of like Men in Blackish.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it looks like they shot it with a high grain. They might have shot it purposely with a high grain to give that kind of speckled effect like that. Cool. They probably shot it. You can get that effect by shooting something at a 4000 ISO nowadays, or it could have been a filter that was applied afterwards.
It kind of looks like an illustration. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Pretty cool.
Oh, well, here's a fuller body shot.
Pretty cool. I like it.
I'll tell you what, this is a really cool page if you want to come and wow.
The last one you just showed, the shadow on the wall is very interesting too.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Look at this shot right here.
That is intense.
Yeah.
That is some cool stuff.
Yeah.
That is definitely that's definitely an arena of photography I'd love to try to get into, is doing creative stuff like that. Wow, that's pretty cool. Good choice, Bri. This is, Jesus, look at this shot. Yeah, I mean, this is
that's awesome. I love cats, by the way. Love cats.
Yeah, this should be, if you're a crazy cat lady, this is your god.
I'm a big cat guy, man. I want a farm with like 50 fucking cats. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my god, so
I
gross.
love cats. I love cats.
Are
you scared? Are you scared of cats, Mikey?
Yeah.
Are you? Like, people are. Like, I know people that they're scared of cats. I'm like, what is your deal?
They're smarter than me. So fuck them.
I'm super allergic, man. Super allergic to cats.
Cats also, like, if you go into like somebody's house and they've got a golden retriever and it's super friendly, like, they'll sniff everyone's nuts in the room, right? But a cat will like look at the room, like put its tail up, show you its butthole, and like walk away like, you guys suck. Fuck you. Like, cats have a real attitude problem unless it's the owner. It's very interesting.
Right.
Man, dude, she works with some really cool photographers, man. I'm gonna basically just go through this girl's page just to find out who these photographers are.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, dude, that's so if this is her in this shot, basically what they did was they set up the camera, they put it on a tripod, they didn't move it at all, and then these are all different exposures. So this is a multi-layer photograph. This is so it's we see her on the ground in about 5, 9, 10 places. So that's actually her in 10 different shots, and then they compress them in Photoshop. They layer them on top of each other, and then you mask out all the different shots to create something like that. It's a really cool effect. Actually, they do that stuff a lot with high-end real estate. They go into a room and they'll only photograph the fireplace, then they'll photograph the chandelier, then they'll photograph the floor or the ceiling, and then in Photoshop they'll just compress all those shots and mask out, and that's how you get those shots of the rooms. But very cool, Bri. I'm going to give this girl a follow, and let's see here. Let's get this back up here. Well, I mean, she's almost 500,000 followers. So
I even noticed that when I sent you that link. I was like, shit, that's a 500,000. That seemed like a lot to me. Just not to knock her gig. I mean, obviously she's working in Hollywood too. I mean, but a lot of people are like corporate, haven't seen it, haven't heard of it. But yeah, so she's making money. An eye on her.
She's making the money as an influencer, 100%. So let's go now to Mikey. And Mikey, tell us about your babe, Makita.
I am Makita. She's surfer, skater chick, lives up in Oceanside, frequents Hawaii. Just a lot of fun photos that she does. It doesn't look like super professional photos all the time, but always a lot of fun. There's always a lot of fun here, and I like that.
A little bit of skin too. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Super smoke show, but a lot of these are just the chicks you'll see at in the beach area. Love the skateboarding videos, the carving. She has a pretty cool style. Yeah, and like I said, it's all just fun stuff. It's the girls that you see at the beach that are like the unique ones. Like, whoa, showstoppers.
How Cali was that shot with the wooden, like the one you were just on, John? Look at the car in the background.
The Woody, yeah.
How California is that? That's awesome.
That's definitely, yeah.
And that tight little ass is not bad either. So
the Woody's got you going.
Gives you what?
So let's see here, Makita. Yeah, I was going through her page beforehand, man. It's definitely like a little soul spirity, hippie kind of hippy dippy kind of cutesy girl, dude. Like gummy bear.
Yeah, she has a good time. You also see shots of her and her man together. It's just all good times, and she's a ripper. So yeah, go Makita.
Yeah, this is like every surfer dude's basically like dream girl. Like this is the girl that you could take with you, and she's not going to bitch about you going surfing or going skating and stuff like that.
She'll out surf and out skate you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the big thing too is like you get a girlfriend like this and you ask her, it's like, hey babe, can you get some photos of me or film me? She's going to be all down to do it. And it's vice versa. You could film her too, you know? And yeah, she's got some rad photos from behind, very similar to the, like her bikini photos from behind remind me of the old Reef ads, the Reef Brazil ads,
right?
The girls in the thongs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That she's got that style. I mean, that's a great shot. Like a lot of these could be just like little swimwear magazine ads.
Totally.
But, she has got a really interesting I mean, I'm wondering if she's actually one of those girls that's short, but she just is so well proportioned. Like she's got a pretty amazing figure.
Mm. And her shoe selection is amazing.
Oh, there you go.
Seriously, it's like, what are you doing? You got some El Cortez. Look at those colors, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And the other thing, Mike, I noticed was like hardly any tattoos too, except for this one little anklet down here.
Clean
which
skin.
Is rare for California girls.
Yeah. Those shoes are dope. I'd buy those for sure.
Oh, there we go. There's a good shot of her.
And again, the other thing that's cool is it's not just constant selfie.
Right.
Like there's themes. It seems like there's themes, and like I find these types of photos. If this is Instagram, Mike, I don't know if you know. I'm not even like on Instagram or whatever.
Is that Crystal Pier right there? That's Crystal Pier.
But that shit looks good.
This is our town right here in Pacific Beach.
Yep. Look at that. I can snipe Crystal Pier anywhere.
Oh
yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's just super fun to look at. It's not
good vibes.
Sexualized. It's just a good time. It's just stuff we see at the beach all the time. And she's exceptional. Don't get me wrong, but it's that kind of California style girl, and props to her.
Very nice, Mikey.
Yeah, look at that. Like 18,000 followers, a little modest, but dude, she's rad. She's cool.
Yeah,
and her lives too. It's pretty cool. She's conscious. She knows what's up.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm a fan. Thumbs up.
Yeah, she gets a follow from me, man. I'll probably hit her up to actually do some surf photography or stuff like that. Love to work with a girl like this and take her out in the ocean and do some photography of her out on boards or floating out by the pier or under the pilings, with the water camera. It's very rare to find girls who are down to do that. So now time for my girl, Agata Ruiz.
Oh, Colombian babe.
Agata is a Colombian babe. She does internet modeling, OnlyFans, cam girl, and she has now ventured into adult entertainment.
Really?
Yeah. So this was a girl that I was trying to actually line up and shoot. If you see the title here, she was in Los Angeles for about a week. And I had contacted her. She got right back to me. I gave her a proposal for a shoot that we wanted to do. I wanted to feature her in Bikini Girl magazine and do a whole issue on her, put her on the cover. We just couldn't line it up with our schedules. I mean, she had so much going on up there. I mean, coming from Colombia up to LA for only a week, you can imagine how in demand this girl was.
Hey, quick question for both of you. So that first photo that you kind of enlarged, the like peach bikini where her legs are spread.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees that that's actually sexier because clothes are on, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like don't get me wrong. I watch porn. Like I'm like whatever. But like that, like if she was totally naked, I almost like click through it. But the fact that she's still clothed, something just makes it so much sexier, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I just think she's just this like super sexy girl. I've watched her Instagram stories and stuff. May not be the only thing I've watched of hers, but she just seems like total free spirit, having a ton of fun. That's just her now. Boom, there we go. I guess that's her TikTok. But I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for that alt. That alt looking girl, that alternative looking girl, whether it's, the sleeve tattoo, the short hair, just anything different than the normal.
The kind of girl that might punch you in the face when you're having sex.
I don't know about that, but yeah. I mean, dude, she's just, you know, I love the short hair. I love her like little cute face. She's not. She hasn't gone with like the big fake lips and stuff like that. I would definitely say I don't think she's playing for our team, if you know what I mean. I think she's. I think she'd be a good wingman if we found, you know, if we had found two girls and you needed another girl to come help out. But yeah,
you don't think she's going both ways? You think she's all ladies?
Not from what I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, these pictures, I don't see a dude anywhere in any of them, but her pics, cool pics too. Like, again, like, I think we all had, oh, wow.
So that's called the Black Tape Project. This is a thing that the girls do called Black Tape Project. It's a guy who goes around and body tapes models with all these different patterns and colors and shoots them. But, you know, I just, just such a cute, like, adorable face, man. Like, you know, here's a great one.
Yeah.
Just right there. I mean, total smoke show. You know, if you were down in Colombia and you met a girl like this and, you know, got to hang out a little bit, and dude, she's just crushing it. Like, I obviously not going to show what she does on YouTube, but like that's the type of girl, like, she could actually be a model. You know what I mean? She can model. She's got that look. She could do stuff like that. She could be a spokesmodel and an influencer. But at the same time, like, she gets it. She's got that whole persona online. Like, she's a cam girl, and then she's putting out the videos, and she's got the internet, and she's got the OnlyFans, and she's got all the different social media sites. And that tells me right there that she's somebody that's very business driven. You know what I mean? She gets the whole understanding. She understands marketing, and she's coming up to LA to come and work and trying to, you know, get bigger and do bigger things.
I think she's got directions to Dryland tattooed on her body. John, take a look at the private chat real quick.
Yes, I will pull that up super quick. And there you go. Okay. So yeah, that's my Women Crush Wednesday. So as we do with Women Crush Wednesday, guys, if you made it to this part of the show, so we've got 3 girls to pick from. Tell us in the comments section of the video who you think is your favorite. Is it Anna Cana? Is it Makita, I am Makita? Or is it Agata Ruiz? Tell us in the comments which girl was your favorite. And hopefully someday we can actually get an interview with Agata Ruiz, because I got the connections open. We started talking, so you never know. Mikey, that's why I wanted to ask you, by the way, do you speak fluent Spanish?
No, only enough to buy cocaine and get out of handcuffs.
Same.
So only the important stuff.
Yeah.
But we finished processing Trisha's photos, so I'm kind of stoked on that, and I hope you guys enjoyed all those pics of Trisha. And man, I think that's a good wrap for the show for episode number 3. Dude, yeah, make sure, guys, if you like what we're doing, come back every Wednesday. We do this from 5 to 7 p.m., and we talk about the topics of the day, our Women Crush Wednesdays. Sometimes we'll have on guest models like we did with Penelope B. If you guys support this, please go to Bikini Girl Magazine. Check out Bikini Girl Magazine. That's the media company that I have. You can support me through Patreon. You can check out our issues. It's a monthly issue. It's behind-the-scenes videos of all the hot content that I can't show on social media, because social media hates my guts and they don't like beautiful women. And they just ban me every single time. But that's the best way to really support us, guys. That helps us out. And subscribe to the channel. Give us a big thumbs up. Comment on the video, what you like, what you didn't like. You just want to make fun of us, that's cool. And share with some guys. And you guys got anything to say?
Don't have kids.
Don't have. Yeah, I'll double down on that.
Yeah, pull out. It ain't that good.
The first thing you should teach your son is to pull out.
Pull out.
And where can they find you guys? Mikey, where can everybody find you online?
Oh, Instagram, Mikey Beats DJ. Twitter, DJ Mikey Beats. Craigslist, Casual Encounters. Let's see here. What else? Oh, Megan's Law. Nope, haven't made it there yet, thankfully.
Okay, thank God.
Like I said, I'll reiterate, I'm very hard to find. I blend in, I'll disappear. You'll never see me again.
That's
Name
hot.
the movie. Name the movie.
Usual Suspects.
Indiana Jones and come on.
That's not a bad call.
Indiana Jones will be brief. Remember, like the old guy, like in the Last Crusade, he's like the British friend.
Yeah, that's
And,
yeah.
Connery and Harrison are tied up, and they're like, "Oh, we'll find him in no time." The Nazi said, and Harrison Ford, he goes, "He speaks 10 languages. He knows everyone in every town from here to Jabbar. You'll never see him. He'll blend in. You'll never see him again." Cut to the dude's in the middle of a pack. He's like, "Hello."
Does anybody know where I can find?
All right, that's probably a good sign off, but
Cool,
excellent, gentlemen. Very fun.
I'm going to play the outro, guys. Hang out. And thank you so much, guys, for watching Retouch This, episode 3 in the books.
For checking out this video, everyone. Did you know that for the price of a 6-pack of beer, that you can get Bikini Girl magazine each month? That's right. You get the digital magazine downloadable to your phone or your desktop, as well as all the smoking hot, uncensored content from the shoots that I can't show on social media. Go to bikinigirlmagazine.com and sign up as a monthly patron. Or you can purchase individual issues via MagForest platform. Your support helps me continue to do all of these sexy shoots for you. The social media censors absolutely hate all of this content of beautiful women, so help spread the word to all your friends. Please make sure to like, comment, or share this video with some friends and click that subscribe button. Also, go follow Bikini Girl Magazine on our second YouTube channel and across social media to keep up with the latest hot babes.